Here we go. So, starting out first with Bowser. I would honestly say, in my experience, I'm going to put him at either, it's going to be even or +1. But I'm going to say +1 for Ridley. This is kind of like optimistic because Bowser can just kill Ridley at like 70. But here's the reason why I say it's +1. +1 solely because Ridley has a lot more range. If you're playing this as optimally as a Ridley can, they're going to be staying within a certain range of the Bowser and just going for down tilts, or if the Bowser is like approaching like with the short hop, Ridley can just like challenge with a fair or a nair. Just because Bowser doesn't have like the fastest like forward attacking moves. Like his fair starts from above. His nair, it's not that fast. Back air, I could see that maybe being iffy, like scary to deal with. All right, so essentially Bowser, he doesn't have the best approach tools, and the biggest thing that Ridley just dunks on Bowser for is that he can edge guard Bowser so easily. If I do the up B spike, it is so easy to get on Bowser. If I do the nair off stage, it's so easy to get on Bowser. If I do, I don't know, back air, literally any aerial, I can beat Bowser off stage because his recovery is doo-doo, man. His recovery is straight doo-doo. Banjo-Kazooie. I'm putting this straight negative, too. I hate this matchup. This matchup is absolute dog crap for Ridley. He just gets walled out by literally anything this thing wants. If the Banjo is playing lame, the Ridley's not going to win. All right, so here's the reason why Banjo just destroys Ridley. Every projectile beats him. The only thing that Banjo sucks at are his aerials. His aerials are dog crap compared to Ridley's. But Banjo's not going to really try to challenge Ridley like that. He's just going to be approaching with projectiles. Bayonetta. This character, most Ridleys would put Bayonetta here. I don't think that's the case. I would honestly even put her at even if it weren't for the fact that she still can destroy Ridley off stage. And like, if you're fighting a really good Bayo, the Ridley should almost never win. It's going to be -1, though. It's -1. I would almost put it even because she sucks at killing, and if I just get one single up smash, like if I read Bayonetta doing a side B on stage, like I don't see enough people do this. Whenever Bayonetta is at ledge, just go like sit within rolling distance, run back a little bit, charge an up smash, and you're just guaranteed an up smash. They're so brain dead at ledge where they're just like, herder must do side B. Basically, she bodies Ridley in neutral, but if Ridley just wins a couple interactions, she loses. So it's not that bad, but it definitely is not in Ridley's favor. Bowser Jr. I would honestly say even. This character can combo the ever-living frick out of Ridley. But... And he also has, like, an okay-ish projectile against Ridley, because any projectile is good against Ridley. Also, his neutral B doesn't get stopped by, like, Plasma Breath. Like, for instance, K-Rool, his neutral B would be stopped by Plasma Breath. His does not. His just goes straight through it at the opponent. So that's kind of his ordeal. But I would put him pretty much at even. Byleth. If I'm being optimistic, I would put him at even. I'm putting him as -1. Solely because Byleth can outrange Ridley pretty hard with all of his aerials. Or her, whichever one you play. That nair out of shield, like, it combos into dash attack. It combos into, I don't know, frickin' node, like, grab. The nair is just insanely good on Byleth. It comes out faster than Ridley, and it's like 2 hitboxes like Palutena's. Ridley's always starts from below. So Ridley gets beat out by Byleth's nair. So he outspaces Ridley, and that's like one of Ridley's best tools is spacing. Like, all of Ridley's moves are just basically, I want to keep you like here-ish, not here-ish, but I want to keep you over here, and then just like kind of jab at you. But Byleth just kind of disagrees with that and then just gets like a giant like freaking stick and then like pierces Ridley with it. Captain Falcon +1. I'd honestly say +1. Actually, hold on a second. It's +1 as long as you're not on Battlefield. On Battlefield or like just any triplats, Captain Falcon can get like up air, knee on Ridley so easily, and it is jank. But for the most part, Ridley can easily edge guard. Captain Falcon can outspace Captain Falcon, and like Ridley is straight up combo food for Captain Falcon. I would say overall +1. It's not that bad. You have Plasma Breath as well to just because this is the matchups that Ridley can not really camp, but he can kind of sit far away and not really need to move forward at all moments. Crom, even. Crom is even solely because of counter. I would put Crom at +1 for Ridley because I love fighting sorties as Ridley. Like, that is my favorite matchup, is fighting any sortie. But Crom can just combo the ever-living frick out of Ridley with, like, any up air combo. But Crom gets destroyed by Ridley off stage, do Plasma Breath, do a down air, do an up B. Don't ever use down air. But Crom has counter to destroy Ridley's recovery. And he also just has the combo potential. But I'm going to put him at even. Cloud, +1. Cloud's freaking easy. Way easier than, like, most other sorties. Sure, he can, like, combo Ridley-ish. It's hard for Ridley to land against Cloud. But overall, Cloud gets destroyed off stage. Like, absolutely destroyed off stage. Narrow out a shield is your best friend. Because if Cloud grabs you, oh no, he grabbed you. He can't get anything off of it. So sitting in shield half the time during this matchup, pretty good. Pretty freaking good. All right, Corrin. Now I'm going to put +1. +1, same reason as before. She has a counter to deal with Ridley's recovery. Can combo Ridley pretty well. But she loses to Ridley's range in the air. And her back air, it technically is like her longest range move, I think, in the air. But it is a lot of startup, essentially. Granted, if it's like the best Corrin in the world, oh yeah, frick no, that's like -1 probably. Yeah, fine. We'll put Corrin at even. I could see Corrin at even. We'll like, I'll make this like not based on my own experiences, but more so just what I think Ridley is capable of doing. Daisy, god awful. Daisy and Peach, where the frick is Peach? They can combo him like absolutely insanely well, and it's so hard to get around them. Dark Pit. God, I hate this matchup. -1. That matchup is essentially just get around freaking arrows. I'm gonna put Pit there as well because they're the same. They're the same. How Ridley plays against both them is the same. Maybe Dark Pit is a little bit scarier off stage with his arrows and his side B kills like off the side as opposed to up, but that's pretty much it. How you play against this character? It is hard. Essentially, you just never want to get grabbed. You can't let him... Because all of his aerials are multi-hits, it's so easy to catch Ridley in the air with it. But Ridley can still kill him fairly early. His recovery isn't the best against Ridley. It's literally just, you have to outread him. That's like that entire matchup. You have to outread him. Diddy Kong. Frick no. Banana just controls this entire matchup. Ridley can't stay on the ground ever. And Diddy's aerials come out so gosh dang fast that it stuffs out Ridley's jumps. So it is scary. It is a scary matchup. Ridley can still dominate him off stage. Basically, Ridley's going to destroy most of the cast off stage, but especially Diddy Kong. Ridley does have the spacing tools to deal with Diddy Kong, but he still gets like comboed like crazy with if you're fighting a really good Diddy Kong, essentially. You probably are going to be struggling with Ridley. Donkey Kong. Here's the thing. What I've learned on Wi-Fi, I would put this matchup here because this matchup, it just pains me. But as time went on, I'm going to put him +1. Solely because Ridley just kind of has to wait for Donkey Kong to do any big moves. And the biggest thing is just always avoid grab. Play on a stage. You want to avoid platforms and low ceiling, because Donkey Kong, once you hit 90%, you want to play as absolutely lame as possible where you do not get grabbed. If you get grabbed once, you're screwed. And also, every time that a Ridley thinks that they can punish like a Donkey Kong back air on shield or whatever, or like just punish a back air in general, he's just going to throw out another one. They always do like 3 in one freaking short hop. Like 2 or 3 back airs in one short hop. It's ridiculous. Dr. Mario, this is a no-brainer. Dr. Mario can't win this. This is one of Dr. Mario's like bad. Dr. Mario has a lot of bad matchups. This has got to be bad for Dr. Mario. He has pills. Pills is the only good thing that he has on Ridley. But no. He gets destroyed off stage. He gets outspaced. He just gets dunked on. Ridley wins. This little doggo. This doggo right here. Holy snot, this doggo. This is a -2. This is a -2 if I ever saw a -2. It is so hard to get in on Duck Hunt Dog. If you're playing a really good Duck Hunt, they are going to absolutely dominate you if you don't know how to get around half of his projectiles. You don't want to shield the Frisbee because the Frisbee just stays like right in front of your face, and then they just wait to ignite the Frisbee. Falco. I put +1. +1 solely because just Ridley can deal with Falco's spacing. Just space with F tilt as best you can. And yeah, no, Falco shouldn't ever be making it back to the stage. Falco is going to be fishing for up tilts on Ridley's shield, but Ridley can nair after one up tilt. So if a Falco ever up tilts Ridley's shield, you should always nair after it, because they're going to go for a second up tilt. Always nair, because it just beats that move. If Ridley didn't have that, that would be a negative matchup, because Falco still combos Ridley pretty hard, but Ridley can just get around it. And also, Space Pirate Rush, the side B for Ridley, it kind of controls in this matchup. I don't know. I just land side Bs way more often against Falco than other players, than other characters. Fox, +2. It's Falco matchup, but worse. Can't really camp with laser very well against Ridley. Falco can, but Fox can't. Fox gets outspaced by Ridley. Just watch for a falling nair or a just a down air. This is, if you just watch out for Fox's kill moves, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be absolutely fine. Ganondorf, +2. I don't even think I need to really say much. I destroy him off stage. Plasma Breath controls this matchup. My side B beats his most anything. Just wait for some laggy move and then punish with a back air. I don't know. This matchup's easy. Greninja. This matchup is absolute cancer. If a Greninja is playing optimally, this is a -2. Optimally, as in they're camping with shurikens, because Ridley can't do much of anything against that. If the Greninja is camping, Ridley loses, -2. But if the Greninja is going a little bit like, oh, I wanna fish for my Twitter combos, then it's -1. Because the Ridley gets, I mean, the Greninja gets way easier to deal with. Also, big thing in this matchup, just watch out for up smash. They're going to be fishing against that for Ridley every 5 seconds. Just because it's so easy to land on Ridley with that. Getting further into this, Hero, -1. Hero can camp Ridley so hard with all of his specials. It is bad. It is very bad for Ridley. And Ridley can't really just sit and wait, because he's just going to oomph and kill Ridley at like 30. It's a bad matchup. But it isn't the worst, because you can still... If Ridley gets in on the Hero kind of struggles. You have to play rush down in this matchup, essentially. Ice Climbers, +1. I could even see +2, but I'm going to say +1 because if they're a good Ice Climber, they're going to body you. In terms of combos, just don't let them get a grab. Ridley has the tools to always keep Ice Climbers out. With Nair, F-tilt. Literally, Ridley should never have to have these little Ice Climbers get in at them. Ridley can also punish Ice Climber's side B with Ridley's own side B, so just shield it and then side B. Or Space Pirate Rush. That's the lamest name ever. But yeah, Ice Climber side B gets punished by Ridley's side B, like 100% of the time. Ike, +1. I kind of enjoy this matchup. Just destroy Ike in the air. Ike is going to be going for like short hops all the freaking time. I think Ridley can actually deal with this matchup pretty well. This is a solid sword character. If you ever want to learn how to deal with sword characters as Ridley, just play against a pretty decent Ike, or just, I don't know, they just know how to they just need to know how to do like a Nair combo, and then you can get good against this matchup. Incineroar, +2. We destroy him off stage. Plasma Breath controls in this matchup. If Ridley side Bs the Incineroar after getting revenge, he loses his revenge. So, I wouldn't say fish for side Bs, because if the Incineroar spot dodges, he's going to punish with an F smash and kill you at like 30, so be very careful, but that is just one good thing to note about the matchup. Inkling, this is... I want to put like I want to put even a worse tier than this. Don't attempt. That's what this matchup is. Do not attempt this matchup. It is dog crap. Okay. So, Inkling, the reason why it's so bad, Inkling has the largest window in the entire game on Ridley for the up throw, up air. Inkling has the largest window on Ridley. So, essentially, don't ever get grabbed by Inkling. Inkling's back air and forward air beat Ridley's aerials for some unforsaken reason. It just, if you have a secondary, I would suggest using it. Ridley was not meant to tackle against Inkling. Isabelle, it's like a -1.5 in my opinion. But I'm gonna put -1. All right, Joker. God, you really don't want to attempt this matchup, to be honest. It's that bad. This matchup is essentially... Nah, you know what? It's not the worst thing ever. It's still... It's -2 for sure. Basically, you need to kill this character before he gets Arsene, which is really hard. But if you do that, it becomes way easier. I mean, so does every other character. They need to do that, but especially Ridley. You also don't want to use Plasma Breath in neutral, because he can just absorb it with his Rebel's Guard, which is his down B. That kind of goes hard in this matchup. Jigglypuff, you hard lose. You suck. I'm sorry, Jigglypuff, but I have Sword, which is my tail, and you do not. And that's the matchup. Jigglypuff loses. Ken, +1. The reason I say +1 is that if you play this matchup, I wouldn't say lame, but you play it where you are almost never going ham. You're never, like, doing anything unsafe. You are only using, like, fade back Nair like constantly poking with F tilt, going for down tilt occasionally. If you are able to dash back and punish like Ken's like forward air or nair, because they always approach with forward air or nair, just like dash back, give an F tilt, or even if you're ballsy enough, challenge with a fair if you know they're gonna jump. It's probably your best method to getting around it. King DDD. What the frick? This character is doo-doo for Ridley. I'd say -2. I'd say -2 just because Gordo controls this matchup. Ridley can hardcore deal with Ridley. Ridley can deal with DDD in the air very well. But as soon as Gordo is on stage, it becomes a lot scarier. And if DDD is playing on point, Ridley should never get off the ledge. As soon as Ridley gets on the ledge, I should be losing my stock every single time. Because it is so hard for Ridley to get off of the ledge against DDD. DDD just kind of destroys Ridley. K. Rool, I would originally put this a little bit lower, but I'm going to put it as -1. Yeah, I'm going to put it as -1. K. Rool has the tools to deal with Ridley. He has a counter to deal with Ridley's recovery. He has really freaking good projectiles that Ridley can't really deal with. Like, for instance, the crown just eliminates the entire move of Plasma Breath. So Ridley can't camp against K. Rool. Ridley still can deal with K. Rool off stage. If you know how to play against K. Rool, you should... That K. Rool should never get back to stage. Kirby. +2. Should be +2. Kirby can hardcore deal with Ridley's jank. Can combo him really hard. But I have Sword, and you don't. I have Plasma Breath, and you don't. Unless you absorb me, then you have it. But Ridley should be able to deal with Kirby. Just don't let Kirby get in. Don't ever let Kirby get in, and you win this matchup. That's how you deal with it. Link. After fighting Jamma last night, I would have originally put him lower, but he's a -1. I see this as doable. Jamma was insanely good. He comboed me really hard. I'm going off my experience because at the tournament just yesterday, I played against Jamma, who has a really freaking good Link. Knows all of like the weird little Link setups. Lil Mac. Oh, this is... oh, yes, sir. This is, you know, we're gonna place him at the front, at the frickin' front. This is Lil Mac's worst matchup in the entire game. I fully believe this is Lil Mac's worst matchup is Ridley, because if Ridley just gets a side B on Lil Mac, he's off stage. And what does Lil Mac suck at? Being off stage. So if Ridley gets one side B, and Lil Mac's not going to jump very much. He can, but he's not going to be jumping much. So you just need to side B him. This is god-awful matchup. Lucario. +1. I'd actually put even. I put even. Lucario combos Ridley really hard. But if Ridley just can't close out of stock with a smash attack, Lucario becomes incredibly scary. It's a matchup that it is bad to deal with. If you're fighting a really good Lucario that knows his junk, you're gonna struggle a lot. His experience isn't being hopeful. Yes, sir. I gotta have some hope for this character. All right, Lucas. Frickin'. I would almost put it don't attempt. Yeah, I'm gonna put don't attempt. I am actually gonna put it here. Lucas gets a PK freeze on Ridley so easily off stage. Because it's such a freaking huge hitbox, and Ridley does not have good airspeed. And PK Fire just controls this entire matchup. If you don't know how to deal with PK Fire, you just freaking unplug the controller. That's all I'm saying. But Lucas is so hard to deal with. He is so incredibly hard to deal with. I'm surprised you were where you put Deity. That's even matchup. All right, no Neptune. You could have your own opinions. It's, in my opinion, it's not good for Ridley. Gordo just kind of controls that matchup. Like, JJ can attest to this. I feel like JJ might even say it's even, but you know what? I'll put him here. I'll put it -1. Lucina. Even. If the Lucina is playing on point, she should almost always be able to deal with Ridley, because she has the spacing tools, and counter makes this matchup really hard. If the Lucina player is playing incredibly, like, I don't want to say lame, but they are never holding in, they're like always holding out with an aerial, then it's really hard to punish. And a Ridley can easily get frustrated and get like caught by any of Lucina's junk. Luigi. -2. This is an awful matchup. If you are... You need platforms in this matchup, first of all. Secondly, you cannot get grabbed. You have to... At the very beginning of every single stock, you have to camp Luigi on platforms. You can never be on the ground, because you die otherwise. It is so easy to get the 0 to death with Luigi on Ridley. It is ridiculous. I hate this matchup because I have to play so lame and it's so boring. This is one of, like, it's not the worst matchup ever because Ridley can deal with Luigi once he gets like 10%. Ridley's fine. But this is one of the most boring matchups in this entire game. Mario. I'm going to say +1 because Ridley can deal with Mario really easily. Ridley's a sortie, basically. And I know Mario can combo Ridley. If we're on triplats, it's even. Actually, you know what? Like, I would say even -1 if we're on triplats. But if we're not on triplats, Mario's not going to do too much against Ridley. Marth. Same placement as Lucina, pretty much. It's easier to get tippers on Ridley. So, honestly, probably Marth does better in the matchup. None of this is really ordered. This is just kind of where I'm thinking everything is. Mega Man, don't attempt this matchup. You lose this. Mega Man has every projectile in the game that just destroys Ridley. It's so hard for Ridley to get in this matchup. It is ridiculously hard. Not a good one. Meta Knight. I would say even. Meta Knight can destroy Ridley off stage if they're really good at edge guarding. Because Ridley does struggle a little bit with with coming back to ledge if he's not fast enough. Because a lot of all of his recovery moves have startup. And Meta Knight just needs to back air him. So I would put that at even. Mewtwo. I'd say even. Even solely because Ridley only needs like 3 hits in order to kill him. But Shadow Ball camping is, if you're a Mewtwo player playing against Ridley, you always want to Shadow Ball camp. If you're not Shadow Ball camping against Ridley, you're probably gonna lose. You have to, because Ridley's going to catch Mewtwo so easily. It is bad. You didn't even see Fox as a +2 for Ridley? That's a yikes. This is probably the most controversial one. I'll agree with you on that. You know what? All right. I know I'm like going back and forth. That was me being optimistic. It's a +1 because if Fox can juggle Ridley really easily in the air, that's like probably his best advantage state against Ridley. Ridley sucks at landing, so Fox just needs to up air him. It's so hard for Ridley to land. So essentially, whenever you're playing against a Fox, just go to ledge. If you've been launched in the air, just go to ledge. Do not attempt to like down air or falling nair, because you're gonna lose. The Fox can just up air him really easily. Me fighter +1. I mean, it depends on the moveset, but Ridley wins that. Me gunner, you have to play lame, and if you are camping with every single projectile this character has, you win. Sword fighter, I'd say -1. Just if they're using the tornado. The tornado is god awful annoying against Ridley, because it catches him so easily. Like if Ridley does a full hop, I think he still gets hit. You have to do 2 jumps to jump over that. It's freaking annoying. I might be wrong on that, but it is. I know you can't short hop over it. But it is such a huge projectile and it hits Ridley so easily. And then he can get an up B combo off of it because it's just free. Min. Most people would say don't attempt. I'm weird. And I'm okay in this matchup. I really don't struggle that much against Min. Granted, I haven't fought like a Japanese Min or one of the best Min out there. I could see Min destroying Ridley, but Ridley can deal with Min really easily off stage. So once Ridley is in an advantage state, you have to hold on to it. You cannot let go of it. Once you let go of it, you get back to neutral, and you have to deal with camping with this character. Ridley has 3 jumps, which help tremendously in this matchup. That's what really helps in this matchup. Ridley can just like jump around half of Min's junk. Game & Watch. I would have put even, but no, this is a -1. It's a -1 just because Ridley has to. This is one of the matchups where Ridley can almost never approach. He has to fade back fair and fade back nair with every single move. Maybe catch the Game & Watch's like, I don't know, like back air or something like that if they're trying to reach for it. Like Ridley has the tools to poke at Game & Watch, but Game & Watch cannot approach Ridley because he has all of the sword capabilities, and that's what Game & Watch sucks against, is being outranged. So that helps with Ridley a ton. But up airs with Game & Watch are so easy against Ridley. He just can up air spam, and it's so easy to catch Ridley with it. Nair is insanely good on Ridley's shield. It's super hard to punish Game & Watch because he's going to up B at any moment. It's not the worst matchup ever. You just have to play incredibly lame. You can't approach. Ness. I hate this matchup. I hate this matchup so much. Ooh. PK Fire. That's all I need to say, really. Yeah. PK Fire. And pretty much, if you ever go to Ness, if you just walk up to Ness, they are going to... Let me get my controller. Here's what they're going to do. All right, see this? They're going to press this button right here, the jump. They're going to push the jump button. And they're going to press the A button. And any direction, literally any direction with this. It doesn't matter. You can do no direction. It doesn't matter. Just do anything. They're going to be spamming this every freaking like second of their existence. Ness mains hurt my soul. And it's like I'll lose to like the Ness in neutral because they're spamming that move. Because it's hard to get in on them. But like, I feel like, why am I losing this? They're like playing so brain dead, but it is. Is that a GameCube controller? That is a GameCube controller, Yellow Mustard. Pac-Man, don't attempt. Don't attempt. This matchup is absolute AIDS. It's so hard for Ridley to get in on this. Some other Ridleys are better than me. This might be just a me problem, because I suck against Pac-Man. But I've tried my best to learn this matchup. It's so hard for Ridley. Like, it is so hard. I legit think this is one of one of his worst matchups. Palutena, this is like at the very front of it all. If this is first place, you know, I'm going to order the don't attempts. This is ordered. Palutena is the worst character for Ridley to fight, period. If Palutena gets one nair on Ridley's shield, she just needs to do any aerial. Or if Palutena does like a single nair on Ridley's shield, then rises with another nair, she will shield poke Ridley. Ridley's shield, if Ridley's shield was bigger in this matchup, it would be fine. Not fine, but it would be better. This matchup is awful. Ridley gets destroyed by back air with this character. Her fair, for some reason, is disjointed and beats pretty much most of Ridley's aerials. She can camp with side Bs and neutral Bs. It's super hard for Ridley to get around the, like, I don't know, neutral B, whatever her neutral B is called. Pichu. This. Actually, this. I'm going to say that. So, Pichu, -1, solely because Pichu can combo Ridley really easily. Thunder is absolutely terrifying in this matchup. Pichu can camp Ridley really easily. But if Ridley just gets, like, 4 openings... So, basically, this is a reading game. If you read Pichu, you win. Like, you just need to read him 3 different times. And you should be killing this Pichu. It's so easy to kill this thing. But you just have to find those openings. That's essentially it. Pikachu is worse. There are less openings. Pikachu can camp easier. Pikachu has, in my opinion, more annoying disjoints. Or more annoying multi-hits. I don't know how to describe it. Pikachu just hasn't been touched in this game. Pikachu was nerfed. Pikachu was never nerfed. Not really. Pikachu just really struggles against this matchup. That's why I have Game & Watch. That's why I play Game & Watch. Is solely because of this character right here. Because this is bad matchup. I wouldn't say it's a do not attempt. Because Ridley has aerials to deal with Pikachu. That's it. That's it. Literally, if you play an aerial game, you'll do okay in this matchup. Almar, -2. Bad. Almar's just going to camp you with every little Pikmin known to mankind. Piranha Plant, -1. Nah. I'm going to put Piranha Plant as -1 solely because Piranha Plant can edge guard Ridley really well. Spit the poison out, spit Patooey, and Ridley's going to be struggling to get back to stage. Patooey controls this matchup, as does every single one of Piranha Plant's matchups, but Ridley wants to approach from above, and Piranha Plant doesn't let that happen. And also, if Piranha Plant just barely holds the Patooey, Ridley can't side B him. So Ridley cannot space Pirate Rush Piranha Plant very well at all. It's very scary. But Ridley can destroy him off stage. Ridley can absolutely dunk on this character off stage. If a Piranha Plant is off stage, Ridley should be able to deal with him pretty well. Pit, same as Dark Pit, wherever the frick he was. Here, I hate that matchup. Pokemon Trainer, -1 solely because of Ivysaur. If Ivysaur wasn't there, Ridley would actually be +1, I could see. Ridley is a better Charizard. So Ridley should, whenever Charizard is out, you want for Charizard to be out. Just watch out for up smash and watch out for back air. That's that entire matchup. Oh, and then a YOLO Flare Blitz. I didn't realize that whenever a Pokemon trainer switches to Charizard, they will just, like, 9 times out of 10 just do a side B. And you just kind of got to be ready for it. If you're ready for it, you should be able to kill with an F smash easily. Pyra Mithra. -1 solely because of Pyra. Mithra's not that bad. You can actually spike Mithra's side B by doing a downward angled up B. This is one of the matchups where it's pretty easy to spike this character with downward angled up B. But Pyra's side B controls this matchup. It is hard for Ridley to get around that. And if Pyra gets a single down air on Ridley, Ridley should be dead. So it's kind of scary in that aspect. But again, I like fighting sorties. This sortie doesn't even have a counter, so that makes it a bit better for Ridley. But this is, yeah, it's not a good matchup for Ridley, I would say, just because of Pyra. Richter, I hate fighting this character. You have to play lame as balls. You have to basically, you have to play like a, what are those games called? A bullet hell. You're basically playing a bullet hell in this game whenever you're playing against Simon and Richter. Where is Simon? Oh, so basically they have Richter but no Simon. My gosh. All right, whatever. Yeah, Richter is hard to deal with. Holy Fire destroys Ridley. Rob. Do not attempt matchup. Yeah, do not attempt this matchup. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad for Ridley. If Rob gets a single, like if they're a good Rob, they can 0 to death Ridley really easily. It is scary. So be very careful of any falling nair. Ridley does have really good poking tools to deal with it. Ridley can also deal with Rob, because you know every single Rob, what they do is they, whenever they're recovering, they'll like do an up B and then be right underneath the ledge, and then they'll like do their little up air thing. Ridley can just poke you. You can just do a downward angled F tilt and hit Rob. It's pretty easy. But Rob can out camp Ridley. Rob can out combo Ridley. Rob just wins. Like, Rob wins neutral. It's super hard to beat neutral against Rob. Robin. I would put a do not attempt as well. Solely because Robin's side B is just another PK fire. Actually, I'll put it -2. I'll put it -2. It's really bad, though. It is a really bad matchup. I hate... Ugh, it is bad. If the Robin really starts camping, it gets really bad. But if the Robin is trying to go in, it's not that bad, actually. So that's kind of my 2 cents on the issue. All right, Rosalina. Even, and I haven't... -1. We're at the part of the list where it actually just is a lot of -1s, so be prepared for that. Rosalina, kind of... I have not fought enough Rosalinas, but whenever I fight Rosalinas, it is hard. This one is kind of an I don't know. I'm going to put it -1 because I feel like she makes it really hard for Ridley to land. Whenever I fight them, it makes it really hard. I struggle against them. Maybe other Ridley players don't. That's my 2 cents. Roy, kind of same as Crom. But Roy is actually better than Crom just because Roy has a better recovery against Ridley, and he just kind of gives Ridley a lot of trouble. Ryu, same as Ken. Just gotta play lame as heck. Samus, -2. Pew Pew, make it bad for Ridley. A lot of projectiles, really kind of scary. Sephiroth, I would put it even. Not that bad. Granted, I haven't fought every single good Sephiroth, but it's not that bad. You can edgeguard him pretty well. You just have to be aware of all of his stuff. He's not that hard for Ridley to deal with. Sheik. Actually, kind of bad. This is one of Sheik's best matchups. is against Ridley. Just because, like, Ridley doesn't get to play the game 90% of the time. Ridley does need to get, like, 3 openings, or, like, 5 openings, whatever, to kill Sheik. But Sheik, if you're a good Sheik player, you shouldn't let Ridley ever return to stage, and you should be winning neutral all the time. So it's actually pretty bad for Ridley. Shulk. I put it -1. I haven't fought that many good Shulks, but from what I have fought, they know how to mess up Ridley with their Monados, but he just kind of outranges Ridley as well with his back air. It's a tough matchup. Plus he has counter. Those are the main reasons. Snake, even. This is going to be one of those picks where no, I'm gonna put -1. -1. It's not -2, solely because Ridley can absolutely dunk on Snake off stage. Ridley can, if a Snake is pulling a grenade, you'd be surprised how easily it is to just run up there at him, because he's not going to be able to do much. Like, you just have to do the 50-50 of, do I dash attack and he's going to shield it, or do I grab him? It's not that bad. It really isn't that bad. You just have to play aggressive. This is one of the matchups I actually enjoy fighting Snake, because you have to go in, and I'm okay with going in. Whenever Snake is camping at the ledge with every single, like, up smash known to man, one of the best things to do is just kind of drop down, do 2 jumps, and then do an up B into stage, because his up smash gets destroyed by Ridley's forward up B. And there's like a couple other methods. You don't want to do that always, obviously. You have counterplay to his stuff at the ledge. Other characters, it's harder, but it's for Snake, it is tough. That's where you don't want to be, is on the ledge, but it's doable. Sonic, this one's bad. Not the worst thing ever, but it's a -1 for sure. He is going to be... Actually, no, I'm going to put him even. Ridley can deal with Sonic just by naring. Granted, I haven't fought like the most campy Sonics. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna put him in -1. -1, just because if the Sonic starts camping, Ridley loses. But if the Sonic is constantly going in, Ridley has nair, and it makes it a lot easier. Steve, -1. I fought 2 Steves last night. Both were insanely good. Basically, you start every single stock at 70%. You can't let him get up tilt, but it's almost unavoidable because that up tilt is so easy to get out. You have to play pretty patient in this matchup. You also have 3 jumps to mix him up. And if a Steve has built a wall between you and him, do Plasma Breath or try to poke him through the wall with like a down tilt or an F tilt. That's probably your best bet to deal with Steve. You have the spacing tools to deal with him. He doesn't have as much range as you, but Steve just combos Ridley so easily. Like, most characters can get out of Steve's combos. Ridley can't. I even tried SDIing. You can't. It's so hard. The Steve player has to mess up in order for you to get out of it. Terry, even. Ridley does pretty freaking good in this matchup. Plays it exactly the same as the Shotos. Exactly the same. But Terry has a little bit safer tools, making it a bit harder. His fair is massive hitbox, making it kind of hard to poke him with that fair. And he has a pretty good projectile, too. Terry's just kind of hard for Ridley to deal with, but you just have to play the exact same as the Shotos, and you should be fine. Another thing to note is downward angled F-tilt hard bodies Terry whenever he's recovering. Just kind of fish for the downward angled F-tilt. Toon Link. Don't attempt. Just don't attempt this. Just don't attempt it. Don't attempt it. Don't attempt it. It sucks. He's going to be throwing out every single projectile known to man. It's harder than Link. Way harder. Because Toon Link plays a lot more spammy, in my opinion. It's super hard for Ridley to get around it. I don't know. I'm not the best in the matchup either, but from what I have played, oh, it is bad, man. It is bad. You don't want to attempt that. Villager. Ridley has the tools, but still is -1. Ridley just has to outspace him, essentially. Be wary of Slingshot, because that wins neutral like crazy. Wario. Even. I'm actually going to say even. Ridley just has to play as a sortie and don't let Wario get in. If you're fighting like Gluttony, they're going to be flying at you like 90-0. Don't use Plasma Breath in this matchup, because the Wario is going to be speeding at you like a freaking soaring missile. But you have the tools to deal with him. And also Andy Rue is like my training partner, so I'm kind of biased on this. I would say even. Yeah. Wii Fit Trainer. This matchup is doo-doo. If the Wii Fit Trainer is camping hard, it's -2. It's hard for Ridley to get in on this thing. And her hitboxes are so jank that it's just weird. Wolf. I actually think Ridley wins this. +1. Wolf has really good like combo tools on Ridley. Wolf has really good combo tools on Ridley. The blaster for Wolf is really good against Ridley. And he's really good at rushing down Ridley. But Ridley can do the exact same thing back to Wolf. Basically, both characters are constantly rushing at each other, which is kind of cool. The Wolf has the ability to start camping, and that's where Ridley might be struggling a bit more. But I'm bugging? What do you mean I'm bugging? Oh, is it like messing up? Is my mic messing up? No? What does you bugging mean? Wolf wins that? No, Wolf doesn't win that. I actually don't think Wolf wins this. It's so easy to poke Wolf. That might be a bias thing, but I don't really ever lose to Wolves. I mean, granted, if I'm fighting like, I don't know, Tweak's Wolf or Zach Ray's Wolf, yeah, I'm gonna lose. I'm definitely gonna lose. But in the matchup as a whole, I could see this being +1. Ridley's got to have some winning matchups, man. And these are the ones I feel... This is like more so... I feel confident fighting these characters. Even, I'm kind of confident fighting these characters. -1, I'm going to be suffering, but I guess I'll play Ridley. -2, I don't really want to play Ridley. But I could if I have to. Don't attempt. I'm not going to play Ridley against these guys. Yoshi. -1. Yeah, just because Yoshi can camp with Egg. Basically, if you can camp against Ridley, you win. Which sucks, but that's kind of how it is. Same with Young Link. I could see Young Link at +2, or -2, I mean. But I'm going to say -2. I'm going to say -2. Just because you can really kind of camp with this character. But he dies so early. If you find your openings, you can kill this thing so easily. But if the Young Link is just never giving you an opening, then it is really hard. -1 Zelda. Don't like fighting against Zelda. It is so easy for Zelda to get her freaking whatever the kick is called, her forward air back air. It is so easy for her to get the sweet spot on Ridley. Like you have to be like a brain dead person in order to not get the sweet spot on Ridley. So it's kind of scary in that aspect. And she also can camp Ridley really hard, so that makes it harder. ZSS. All right, I'm gonna put -1 here, but if she has Battlefield, it's -2. But for most other stages, -1. You have the tools to deal with it, but she just kind of, she can camp with laser, but not that well. Big thing to watch out for is her multi-hits. Her whip is really scary. She also doesn't let Ridley land much. But essentially, that's this whole matchup. All right. Oh my god. All right, we've done it. We've done it, chat. Only took me an hour and 30 minutes. But we went through the entire roster. This is Ridley's tier list. This is also very opinionative, but this is what I truly kind of believe Ridley's capable of dealing with.